From casket matches to hair versus hair matches, we've seen it all at WrestleMania. Join us for WWE Retrospective as we sit down with some WWE legends to reminisce about their favorite WrestleMania moments. WWE Hall of Famer Booker T, WWE 24/7 Champion Mark Henry, WWE Hall of Famer Victoria, WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, and WWE legend Michelle McCool. Join host John Bradshaw Layfield for WWE Retrospective. And these 5 superstars definitely have some stories to tell from their time on the grandest stage of them all. Let's get started. First up, we are going to talk about one of the most exciting stipulations in sports entertainment, the casket match. We've seen 3 casket matches take place at WrestleMania. The first was at WrestleMania 9 in 1993 when Yokozuna faced The Undertaker. The second was 2 years later at WrestleMania 11 when The Undertaker faced King Kong Bundy. And then again in 2006 at WrestleMania 22 where the Big Show took on the aptly named Giant Gonzalez. So, of course, we had to ask our panel if they had any casket match experiences of their own. I actually competed in a casket match that wasn't at WrestleMania, said Booker T. It was in Madison Square Garden. It was a #1 contender match for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Myself and Diamond Dallas Page were going at it. DDP put me in the diamond cutter and went to go get the casket. I woke up right after he hit the cutter, got to my feet and attacked him. When he came back with the casket, I nailed him with a spine buster. I don't think anybody had ever done that before, but I managed to put him in the casket. I remember looking up at the big screen and watching myself get lowered into the ground. I thought, wow, this is something else, but I never had the opportunity to actually be lowered into a casket at WrestleMania. Victoria added, I did have the opportunity. I got to face off against Trish Stratus at WrestleMania 18 in a hardcore match where we put each other in caskets. That was an amazing experience because being Canadian, you grow up with Trish Stratus. She was the icon. I was also fortunate enough to face her at WrestleMania where we both ended up in the caskets. So I can't complain. Mark Henry recalled his first WrestleMania, which just so happened to feature a casket match. My first WrestleMania, I was 18 years old. It was in 1992. I got to walk around backstage and see what was going on and watch The Undertaker put the big boss man in a casket. And I just remember thinking, whoa, somebody gets paid to do this. Like, how cool is this? Because it's something that I had grown up with. My mom used to let me stay up and watch it. So getting to be backstage and see it live was like, whoa, this is real. This isn't make-believe. These guys really do battle every single day, and they beat each other up for our enjoyment. Michelle McCool chimed in, I actually did compete in a casket match at WrestleMania 25. I was aligned with Layla at the time, and we were facing Gail Kim and Beth Phoenix. Beth and Gail ended up winning the match, and they put me in the casket. I remember just sitting there thinking, gosh, I don't want to be in a casket. It wasn't a great feeling. But once they started raising the lid, I was like, okay, maybe this will be fine. And then the whole thing fell apart. I was like, oh God, now I'm in a pile of wood and metal. But thankfully nothing bad happened and everything worked out okay in the end. But I wouldn't want to be in a casket again, especially not with people trying to pull it apart while I'm in it. The next hotly contested stipulation at WrestleMania has been hair versus hair matches. There have been 2 such contests at the Showcase of the Immortals, both of which took place in the 1980s. The first was between Greg Valentine and the Junkyard Dog at WrestleMania 1, and the second, and thus far last, was a triple threat between Roddy Piper, Adrian Adonis, and Paul Orndorff at WrestleMania 2. There's no word yet on whether or not we will see a hair versus hair match at the Showcase of the Immortals anytime soon, but our panel certainly seems open to the idea. I would love to see it, said Victoria. Bring it back. I think it's awesome. If you're gonna lose your hair, do it in the squared circle. What better place than WrestleMania? Michelle McCool added, I agree with that. There's nowhere else you'd rather do it than here. You know, it's kind of like if you're gonna lose your dignity, do it in front of 70,000 women. That's the best place to do it. I mean, hey, you might as well, right? You might as well go out with a bang. Booker T commented on how different things were back in the 1980s when hair was actually shaved off inside the ring. Back in those days, if you lost your hair, they actually cut it off in the ring. They didn't just say, okay, we're going to make it look like we cut it off. They actually cut it off. That's how serious it was back then. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan chimed in, I'd love to see a hair match. Who better than the 24-inch pythons? I'll strap it up, bring it to the ring, and we'll have a good time. Speaking of the 80s, let's move on to another iconic moment from WrestleMania history, Hacksaw Jim Duggan's appearance at WrestleMania 2. John Layfield kicked things off by saying, there's probably nobody in the WWE universe that doesn't know what it means to have a Mega Powers moment. But let's talk about a Mega Pops moment. And I don't think anybody had a bigger pop at WrestleMania than Hacksaw Jim Duggan did at WrestleMania 2. Can you talk about that, Hacksaw? Hacksaw Jim Duggan replied, well, I remember walking through the curtain at the old Meadowlands and seeing 20,000 people on their feet and waving those little cardboard American flags. I felt very honored and proud to be an American and to be in the WWE universe. It was really special. You know, it was a different time in wrestling. There weren't a lot of big events like there are today, so when WrestleMania rolled around, it was a big deal. Mr. T was on the big screen, and I turned around and saw the biggest smile on Andre the Giant's face. He was just so happy to be part of this event. I couldn't help but smile. You know, when you're around smiling faces and happiness, you can't help but get caught up in it. I still get chills when I think about it. Everybody was just excited to be there. I remember Hulk Hogan came over and gave me a big hug and said, "You deserve this." And I was like, I do deserve this. You know, a lot of hard work goes into these events. A lot of people don't understand that. But everybody came together, and it was a magical moment in time. Let's take a look at another iconic moment from WrestleMania history. Yokozuna's victory over Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 9 to capture the WWE Championship. It was surreal, said Mark Henry, who was Yokozuna's manager at the time. I never thought I would manage a world champion. So, for Y2J to win the championship, it was a dream come true. I kept telling him, "You're gonna be the new champion." I knew it in my heart, but I didn't think it would happen as fast as it did. I was prepared if it would have happened 2 or 3 years down the line, but it happened right away. And I think it was because of the circumstances surrounding the match. The crowd wasn't too happy about Hulk Hogan coming back, and they wanted to see something different. So it just all came together and worked out perfectly. What would you like to see at WrestleMania this year? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. That's it for this edition of WWE Retrospective. I'm John Bradshaw Layfield. Until next time, farewell.